Hey guys, what is going on? It is Ando, and we've got our third and final roster review for the final series of this, and this will probably be put to rest for a little bit. But before we start with this one, as always, you guys, if you guys want any roster advice or any sort of advice in general, stop by the Discord. That link will be down in the description below. We have a bunch of people that have been playing the game for a long time, whether it's what you want to do for TB, TW, GAC, or whatever. We have probably someone there that can answer your questions. So that's what we really want to provide for you guys, and hopefully we can. So stop by the Discord or just to hang out. It's a pretty cool spot. No bias. So we have iZeta here, and I just want to say something like this roster is extremely tuned for Grand Arena. Like it's not even funny, but yet it is. Um, like if I could just bring your guys' attention over to the lifetime banners. 306 is really good for how long this player's been playing. But like once you see his GP, I think you'll be even more impressed because I know I am. And so yeah, so just want to bring that to your attention. So I'm gonna bring up something really quick. So last time we checked with you, you were running a Padme, C3PO, Jedi Anakin, Kenobi, and Ahsoka. That was your squad arena. It was around the 130s, right in this video is 134. And your fleet was kind of the same fleet that you're running now, except for with less stars on all the ships, and that was at an 80. So overall, and your GAC, you were at 231. You are now at 306. So overall, like in 3 months, that is just tremendous growth. Tremendous growth in all things, and I think a lot of it has to do with him. And so yeah, we're gonna take a peek into him and look at his mod specifically because it looks like just right off the bat, like you've been doing it right. Um, so yeah, I'm not even really gonna try to change anything else you're doing, but so for the longest time, a lot of people used to, especially with Gas's lead, right? A lot of people used to just stack protection on him, and basically all you're trying to do is with that method, all you're trying to do is make him so tanky that like it's really hard to kill him. One and two, by the time you do kill him, it's like at minute 4, your team has already gotten a ton of buffs, right? And one of these abilities, I believe it's his leader, right? You're gonna gain stacking offense, right? When an enemy gains a buff, all 5 first allies gain 2% offense stacking. And so when he comes out of his final form, he's going to just absolutely just be crushing people, right? So that was sort of the like idea behind that. Some people still were rocking like the crit damage sets and whatnot, but for the most part, most people were kind of using him as a tank, really. Which is kind of what his leadership leads him to be. But you look like you are kind of like on the you understand, right? Like it's good to have offense percentage, and protection and some speed, right? Those are like if you can get that in all of the mods, then you're well on your way to having a gas that just absolutely blows people out of the water. So yeah, let's just take a look. So you got protection here. You got speed. Would love to see, health is fine. You would love to see either offense somewhere in here, whether it's percentage or flat. Something of that nature would be, I think, more ideal. But uh, I guess you're trying to probably get this up to like a 20 plus speed mod. Um, Protection percentage, okay, that's good. That's definitely what you want to have here in the primary. Flat offense, speed, okay, yeah, and again, remember, guys, for some of the guys that have been playing for a long time, like this guy hasn't been here since mods 2.0 started. So like some of these mods are like the best that they can do. This is a good mod. This is honestly a good mod to be a candidate for um, higher 6A type stuff. Like you still got 2 rolls on speed, right? So at max you could get to what is that 11? So 26, right? 26 speed at a max, obviously. And then this offense percentage could increase quite a bit as well. And protection is never a bad thing to have. Okay, so you got speed here. You got your crit damage, which is what I would say. You got a nice protection percentage, so that's good. So yeah, makes sense there. And then speed, yeah, that works. And then would love to see something else. This one leaves some stuff to be desired. The only thing that's nice is this protection. Tenacity can help because it sucks when he gets dazed, but like really would love to see offense percentage here if you can in the future. But that's basically, I mean, you're right there, man. Like your gas is gonna be nasty, especially at your level. All right. So yeah, Fleet, you look fine. So we'll just hop right into the actual roster itself now. Okay. So this is what throws me off so crazy, man. At 2.8, you know, you're falling in between our 2 to 3 mil player base that we talk about. And you've got Padme, you've got Gas, which are arguably two of the better of those two or the four guys that I always talk about: Drevin, JKR, Padme, and Gas. That's just, I mean, there's nothing else really to say other than this is just really well crafted roster, and in GAC, I bet you just dominate. I can't think of too many other 2.8 million players that like probably have that kind of shape here at the top. Um, Kind of tell you the same thing that I told Pogue Life. You know, really heavily consider, because you are at such a unique point where you can really tailor your roster to being a GAC dominant roster. Um, and if that's your goal, really tailor how many of these, you know, relic fours and fives. In the Discord, I showed a kind of a graph, not a graph, but like a stats comparison of like why what you gain from each relic level, and why sevens should really be held in reserve for really good, you know, hits. Um, so yeah, but yeah, it looks like you. I'm not sure where you're going next, but let's check out. One thing that I worried last time was your bounty hunters, and it looks like you are making decent enough. Yeah, decent enough progress. So I would continue pressing here as well, because again, right now the worry for you isn't so much, hey, who you getting get next, because Gas and Padme solve a lot of issues, for a lot of players. So the next thing that I like, again, that I always worry about with players is like, where's your bounty hunters at, because they can do so much and they provide so much in credits. Credits give you better mods. Credits give you, you know, higher ranked characters faster. Um, and speaking from someone that was sitting on like 135 million or whatever the heck it was credits, to now where I'm like sitting at like maybe 15 million at max because of how many mods I'm always reinvesting in mods. This gaining 5 million every couple weeks is huge, right? It's just kind of free for you to take. So yeah, I always say focus on bounty hunters. Let's see where you are with the rest of the stuff too. I'm kind of curious. Okay, so you still are lagging behind in Old Republic, which I think is okay because your specific roster, the way you have it modded and stuff like that, probably still, like, I always worry about raids too, because raids free gear, raids are happening all the time, right? It's like 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, depending on, you know, how often your guild raids at. And you know, you probably have a solid enough roster with the GRs, specifically your clones, like Shakti and clones, to get decent scores in most of the raids, right? It was NC3P a lot of times. So tank raid, you're probably doing close to 3 or 4 phases. Um, Sith raid, you know, if you time your clones out right, like you probably getting close to a phase or two, I would assume. So yeah, I could see that for sure. But I do start to worry about the longevity as you probably get more SLKRs in your guild as that kind of progresses. Right, it's going to be more and more important for you to try to get a better raid score overall. So I would say raid team right now maybe isn't as pressing as some of the other rosters we've looked at, but it still is kind of my concern right here. And I'm assuming you haven't made any headway on. Yeah, okay. So no Sith Empire stuff, no Old Republic or kind of started the Old Republic stuff. I don't know. Are you shooting straight for a GL? You do have quite a bit of the 7 stars, but you know you are lacking in some of the farming. Let's check your resistance. I don't know. We obviously haven't checked in a while. Okay, yeah. So you're probably a ways away from a GL. It really gonna kind of depend on you the next way you go. I could see a Jedi Knight Revan team in your future just because of he's a great lead. He's a great raid character. And I know I sound probably like a broken record because I think I've recommended Jedi Knight Revan to everyone, but like if it tells you anything, I'm 6.7 million GP and I use him to climb to arena rank #1. Now, granted, it is with a Galactic Legend, but that should show you that his lead is super good and it's a long term solution for at least what it seems like been for forever, like over almost 3 years, I think, right? Something like that. 2 years, over 2.5 years, something crazy. So yeah, like it's been a while. So that is definitely a place where I could see you improving is raid scores to get the free gear, to get higher raid scores, to get better gear. Yeah, like overall, man, this roster is just really, really impressive. Look at your rebels. One thing that I want to look at too, that's gonna help you in the long run, is this team here. Like you did all right. So you did do what I recommended to most people. This is telling you guys this is good enough right here, right? Some gear levels, a 3 star. This is really good, right? This makes these guys really, really good. It makes them look. It makes these guys who are gear like what is it, 7 or 8 or something like that. It makes them look like they're gear 12, right? With this guy alone, and if you paired in, if you had R2D2's combat and out or number crunch, it would make them look even bigger. But yeah, obviously, I think some of these are going to be Zeta intensive plays. Like if Rebels is your next place to go, I would give my first Zeta to Han Solo, second one to Chewbacca, and I'd give my third one to either it binds all things or rebel maneuvers. This leadership Zeta has kind of picked up traction because of Chupio. You can basically have all their debuffs be resisted, which is going to feed a turn meter train to all these guys, and they're just like never going to stop taking turns. It's crazy. Especially depending on how you have him modded. If you have him modded for speed and pretty much no potency, yeah, that team with his lead Zeta can be absolutely devastating to anyone that's trying to uh resist debuffs. So that could be another shot for you too. Like this team is definitely there for a long time. It's needed for JML. It's needed a lot of it's needed for JKL. So it kind of is going to depend on you. Let me know in the Discord channel what you're mostly looking after. Like, are you looking to improve raid? If you're looking to improve PvP again, you are going to start probably encountering GLs soon enough, and it's probably going to be beneficial if you start to get your GL killers kind of organized, which is going to be kind of a Jedi Knight Revan. Usually, like he's pretty much in the center of everything when it comes to countering GLs. Well, in he can be kind of the center of everything whenever it comes to countering GLs. So overall, man, just such a really well crafted and um highly PvP attuned roster. I'm actually super impressed, guys. If you guys see anything that I missed, like always, we are definitely viewing a more top heavy roster. So for some of you guys that might have been a little bit more slim, I guess if you put it in your roster development, for sure give him some tips in the comment section down below or in the Discord. And thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.